Welcome back to the Fantasy Fundamentals. For those of you that are impatient, we've provided timestamps. Again, I've done it once. I'll try to continue to do it. They're in the description below. Again, we're without Joe. That's normal now, I think.
Coming.
Please like and subscribe. Maybe he'll stay interested enough to stay on the show. I was outdone last week by Alex.
Yeah.
Do you feel as confident this week?
Oh, I feel even more confident this week. I think I might hit double digits.
Well, it'd be nice. We've went 2 consecutive weeks now without anybody hitting double digits. We're still doing really good.
Yeah.
But I think we could do better.
Absolutely.
Any quick thoughts on the Thursday night game?
Packers, Niners. I didn't expect the Niners to get beat that bad.
I didn't either. I knew they were going to lose. They've been hanging on with very little.
They just lost too much.
And they lost more.
Wheels kind of fell off a little bit.
Yeah. I like the Packers. I think they're playing better than they are. I really want to put the Bears above them.
Above the Packers?
Really want to. I can't do it until they beat them.
I like the Bears, but I would not put them close to the Packers. Great defense, but that offense can't hang.
I think they're close.
No.
I don't think they could beat the Packers until they figure out that offense. But I think they're close. I think the Packers hide a lot of their faults because their passing attack is so good.
Yeah, Adams is good.
Adams is good. Rodgers is good. Jones is good.
Yeah.
Like, they have really good individual talent. It's really hard to deal with. Kind of like Kansas City. Like, that's what makes Kansas City's offense so good, is they have individual talent that's just really good. It opens everything up, though. Opens everything up. But we'll get right into it. First game is the Texans at Jaguars, both 1-6. I get why the Jaguars are getting 7. Line did come down. I think it should. It's really James Robinson versus Texans.
Yeah, but that's not enough to stay within 7.
I don't think so either.
Even with a bad Texans run defense.
I would like, this is a good opportunity. I would like the audience to just say, if they have faith in Jake Luton, just a little bit, where do you think he gets? I don't know what it'll be.
I don't
know what it'll be, but if someone can get real close to his actual numbers, I'll give you something. He's
going to have to throw. So he's going to have 25 attempts at least. At least.
Yeah, but I have no faith in him. None. He might be worse than whoever starts for the Jets. He's a sixth round
like
pick. He was a 6th round pick who was taken early, according to the consensus. I would really be surprised if he looks relatively usable. And I'm not saying the Texans have a good defense. I'm not saying
how many yards do you think he gets? Over under 200?
I don't know, because I think Jacksonville has good personnel. I think they have kind of a good system. I think that's why Minshew's playing better than everyone projected. So I think he can get things moving.
He just got to give guys the ball.
But this is the one thing that interests me. He's going to go for it because he has to.
He has to.
So he's going to be winging the ball all over the place.
I wouldn't mind playing him in DFS.
For the ceiling. Yeah. For the ceiling, I mean, you got to try. Yeah. I don't think he's good enough to do it.
Cheap.
But if he's going to explode. He's either going to be
stacking with Robinson. He'll throw him a screen and Robinson will take it to the house.
I'll get on that in a second. But he's either going to have a really good game or he's going to look terrible. I don't see him doing like 61% for 200 yards and no touchdowns. Like, that's not a line he'll get. He's either going to get really good or really terrible. 4 picks. Like, there's really no, just because he's going to be aggressive. I will say I would probably start Chark.
You have to with the volume alone.
Because he's going to still get his targets.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be good targets, but he should still be all right. The Texans have the ability to pass at the end of the game. Therefore, right there, line, Texans are going to win. Even if they're down, they'll win at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So if you wanted a real safe bet, straight up, it's not going to pay a lot. But I think it's a pretty safe bet. I project the Texans to win by more than their 7. I think they can cover 7 points.
Me too, yeah.
David Johnson's still solid. He's been solid all year.
Mm-hmm.
He's not amazing, but he's going to get enough to where he's startable. He's usable. I really like Robinson because of his volume.
It's a great matchup for him, too.
But Minshew is the reason he's good. Does everybody understand this? Robinson has his fantasy points because of the catches. None of those catches are because they were routes. None of them. Their Minshew freaks out because they collapse the pocket, and then he scrambles around, buys time, and then sees his running back and dumps him the ball. That's all Minshew.
So you think Robinson's going to have a bad game?
I don't know. I think he should have a great game. But I think his ceiling is always lower without Minshew because Minshew just goes for him. Like, that's his first thing he thinks of. When they crash in the pocket, you see Minshew look right to the running back. Running back's not even on a route. He's almost never out on passing routes.
I think he'll be fine. The only downside is that it's just a worse quarterback. So he'll probably get less targets maybe, but he'll still get the rushing attack, and that's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah, he is good at running the ball. I think he's going to get good volume. They're still going to use him. I think he's a start. It looks on the surface like an amazing Robinson game. And I don't think that is necessarily true because I went back and I watched every single pass to James Robinson. And he only went on the route maybe 10% of the time. That's it. The rest is just freelanced backyard football. I'm in trouble. Take it. And I don't know if this Jake Luton guy can do that. I think he's just going to get sacked.
Even without it, I'm still fine.
So I think he'll be good.
I'll take him as a top 12.
But in like DFS, I wouldn't play him at all. Anywhere.
Depending on his price.
Anywhere.
He might be a little high.
I don't care
week.
because everyone's going to have him as playing really good because that's what it looks like on the surface. And I would bet 30% of the field is going to use him, and you're better off not having him and hoping he has a bad game than having him hoping he has a really good game. And
I just think he's going to have a good game.
I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be good. I think he's a running back 1. I just don't think the ceiling is there that everyone has in their head. I think they're both really good teams in bad situations. I have it 26-17 Texans.
I have it 31-17 Texans. And Joe was able to fill out his scores.
Yeah, Joe at least did his portion.
Did something. Houston 31, Jacksonville 17. He's taking Houston.
Yeah, so we all have the Texans to cover. I probably would bet this game, but like I said, if you wanted it to be safe, this is one of those parlay fillers, right? Where you're going to do a stupid parlay.
I've heard this one before.
You're going to do a stupid parlay. I would just pick the Texans straight up and just
straight up, yeah.
Try to multiplier the parlay with just safe stuff. But moving on, Giants at the Redskins. And yes, I'm going to call them the Redskins the entire season. Because that's who they are.
Oh.
It's who they are. Nobody's offended by it. That is silly. They don't have a name. It's a placeholder name. The Washington football team, until we come up with a name, they're the Redskins. So the Giants are getting 2.5 down from 3. And they have an invert. So the line actually went up to 43.5, up 2 points, but the Giants are losing half a point.
Yeah.
So
Redskins are scoring more. Their team's a little healthier probably than they thought at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, I think Washington's a better team.
Oh yeah.
But I believe in Danny. I do. I think he's all right. I think he's still kind of young.
It's hard to tell.
It's a sophomore slump, but the whole team has had issues.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He looked all right last week.
Looks okay.
He looked all right last week. I think Gibson will have a good day. I think Terry will be fine. I think Washington wins. I think Washington has become predictable. Their defense is better than the Giants.
They're getting some of their line back in Sweat.
But I could see the Giants being competitive.
I mean, I think this game will be competitive.
It's a division game. I wouldn't bet it. I have it 28-26.
I have it 24-17.
I wouldn't be surprised either way. I think both of them have a lot of talent and a lot of problems. I think Washington's a better team.
It's anyone's game.
I think they'll win.
Yeah.
But I think it could be close. I think Danny has shown that at the end of the game, he can come back and make it competitive. So it might be a 1 or 2 3-point game. So 28-26. Joe's pretty close. I mean, he did 2017.
He's taking Washington, though.
He's taking Washington. So are you. But he's only half a point away from covering.
Yeah.
So moving on. Ravens, Colts.
This is going to be a good one. The Ravens lost to the Steelers, and that was a pretty good defense all around. The Colts is better defense than the Steelers, and they're going to do the same thing that the Steelers did to Baltimore. Baltimore should have won, but they just couldn't close it. They couldn't end the game.
They should have won.
They went up by a lot. They were up by, what was it, 20 points at one point?
Think of how bad the Jets are. Okay? Understand that they pass more. They have a better passing attack than the Ravens. You understand that?
I mean,
they can't throw the ball without a quarterback.
I'm just saying, at that point in the game, they should have been able to keep the lead.
The Ravens,
but they didn't because
the Ravens are a solid team. They're not better than the Colts. And I think 2 weeks ago, you were like, oh, do you really think the Colts can put up that many points? They put up more than that every week since. Every week since. They're averaging 27.8 points a game.
27.
Now,
that's a little more than I thought.
It might be a lot due to their defense, and I get that. But they're still putting points on the board. The Ravens are not going to throw 250 yards this game. He can't throw the ball.
Shouldn't.
It's going to be all rushing.
That's proven.
It's going to be all rushing. Well, defensive rushing first in the league. So I doubt Baltimore.
But Baltimore does have a good defense, though.
Oh, yeah, they do. And
it's a top 5 defense.
And Indiana doesn't have a good offense. I totally understand that. But what I'm saying is the Colts defense have proven that they can get a touchdown on defense every game.
Yes, but I'm not sure if a touchdown's enough.
Well, do you think Baltimore can move the ball?
Yeah.
With the last place passing against the second best passing defense?
They'll get at least 3 touchdowns.
Oh, my.
They will. It's in some way, shape, they'll get 3 touchdowns.
They will not get 3
touchdowns will be scored by the Ravens by the end of the game.
On offense?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't see that.
I see him scoring 3.
I don't see that. I can't take the Ravens against a good defense. I said that week 1, and I've been true every single time. Now, granted, they've only lost 2 games, but they've only played 2 good defenses. This one's the best defense they've seen. They're gonna lose today. So, Baltimore Ravens will fall 5-3. Colts will be 6-2. Colts, for the 4th week in a row, are the real deal. I know their offense is struggling. I understand that. I know Rivers is not very good.
Yeah. And Taylor is hurt. He's banged up.
But Lamar struggles to throw the football in good defense. Now, can the Colts put up another 28-plus point game? I don't know. But they might be even overachieving in the point department because their defense isn't scoring at least 1 touchdown a game.
That might be it. But you look at who they've played. I mean, the Bengals, and they put up 31 points on them. That's not really surprising. The Bengals defense isn't phenomenal. They put up 23 on the Browns. That's a decent defense, but it's not top end.
I don't know. I don't feel like this is going to be a fantasy game you want to start because I feel like it's going to be a defensive matchup. However, I do like Mo Alley Cox. I like Mo Alley Cox.
I mean,
T.Y. Hilton's out.
Yeah.
He's a big, easy target. The Ravens somewhat struggle against over-the-middle tight ends, which he's not going to get 50 catches, but he might get the touchdown.
Yeah, the red zone's we hope.
So I think if you want to take a shot somewhere, I like Cox. You could probably try Lamar and hope he starts running because that's all his chance he has. But this whole game is going to be kind of defensive. I think it's going to be mostly boring, and then there's going to be a couple, 2, 3
it's going to be
real big plays.
Yeah,
there'll be a couple real big plays.
Other than that, it's probably not going to be a lot, yeah.
So I think it'll be competitive. I don't think the Ravens are a terrible team, but I just think the Colts win it, and the Ravens are only getting 1 point. So I have it 24-21 Colts.
I have it 28-24 Ravens.
Oh, you have the Ravens winning this game?
I have the Ravens winning. I think Marquise Brown has a game.
Joe has the Ravens winning this game too, 24-21. Lions, Vikings. Lions are getting 4. I don't think it's enough.
Don't think it's enough?
Do the Lions have...
I don't know. I get that Galladay's out, but the Vikings are... I think they have 3 or 4 maybe active starting corners on the roster right now.
Is Stafford playing?
So he hasn't tested positive, so he should be.
I haven't had word if he's actually playing yet.
As long as he doesn't test positive.
Isolated. Yeah. I know he's a veteran guy. He doesn't really need to practice, but I don't know. I think the only person I'd really rely on is Hawkinson. But it's really it. I mean, Marvin's going to do the same thing he does with or without Galladay, and that's pretty much nothing. He'll have 1 or 2 real good targets a game, whether he catches them or not. I don't know.
I think he'll have a good game. I think it's hard not to have a good game against this secondary that's banged up right now for the Vikings.
Yeah, but they're just going to run Cook like they did last week. They're going to milk the clock. I do like Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, the Vikings.
He's running a lot of routes. He's running more routes than everybody but 2 people in the NFL. And he's a rookie wide receiver.
Yeah.
I think he has potential to be an AJ Green, like in his prime AJ Green.
Just hopefully stay away from the injuries.
I just don't know how quickly he can get there if they don't have a quarterback. And yeah, I'm not super down on Cousins, but he's not elite.
No. He's not.
They're paying him like he's elite. That's why that team can't get...
Well, they made that mistake about 3 years ago.
I know, and that's surprising.
They thought he was then, but they realize now he's not. But he's a competent quarterback who can get you there, but their defense isn't what it used to be, so they're not as high as they were.
I love Galladay. I think if you don't win, players like that understand that this is my future. If I can't win a Super Bowl, if I can't look like a superstar, I can't get ads. I can't get, Nike deals. So you're going to have to pay me money. It's a little different if you're winning games. You're winning a lot of games and you can look like a star. You can get the commercial deal. You're not so worried about the money, So I don't know. I'm going to say the Vikings win this game. Mainly because the Lions have been without Stafford all week. Whether he plays or not, it's just going to make it hard. It's going to make it hard. It's going to be too easy to stop them on defense. I know the Vikings don't have a great defense, but their coordinator's intelligent enough to just, hey, they don't have Galladay. Marvin Jones is 87 years old. You really only got Cephas.
Yeah, Marvin Hall, who has been getting he's been doing pretty good.
I like Hall if Stafford plays.
I imagine he will.
I like Cephas if Stafford plays.
I like Cephas.
Amendola is kind of...
He's the safe play. He's like the Randall Cobb, the Cole Beasley. He always has a role, but he's not exciting.
He's not somebody you want to play.
He might score a touchdown and get you big.
No.
But not likely.
No, that won't happen. This game is going to be competitive because it's a divisional game. I have it 28-21 Vikings. I think they win pretty handily given the circumstances.
Yeah, I have it 35-28 Vikings. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this. The defenses look a little banged up.
Joe's got a 27-24. He has the Lions to cover.
Yeah,
I can get on board with that. I mean, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like a pass happy game. I think Minnesota's just going to run the ball with Cook.
And then it's going to make Detroit pass happy.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because Cook will just run the ball and then score. And then what are you going to do if you don't score? He's just going to do it again.
Maybe. My notes here pretty much just says Hawk. That's the guy I'd take a shot on if I was going to go DFS is Hawk. I think the Lions are better than the Vikings. I really do. Everything I have metric-wise says so.
As a whole?
As a whole.
Yeah.
Both teams completely healthy, ready to go. I think the Lions are better. They match up good. The problem is the Lions have some kind of internal situation going on where I don't think they can overcome it. I think it's going to take some time.
Maybe.
I mean, a little bit came out with Galladay, but I think it's deeper than that. I don't know. I need a little more time to look into it.
Maybe the owner.
I think
I've heard some things about that.
I think they're getting ready to start firing some coaches.
Oh, absolutely.
I think they can't because they're 3-4.
Patricia was almost fired 2 weeks ago. He was on a win or you're out.
Yeah, so I think there's some internal debating going on, and I just feel like that's going to translate to the field. I wouldn't bet this game because of that, but I think the Vikings are better than 2-5.
Yeah, I'd take the Vikings to cover.
So I have the Vikings. Bears. Titans. Bears are getting 6.5, up from 5.5. A lot of people have started betting against the Bears.
Yeah,
I understand.
I don't blame them. Yeah, it's just that team's trending downwards right now.
The Bears are a good team.
They are.
Now, I said they'd lose by 1 point last week. They lost by 3.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty good at what the Bears.
So where
are
they going to lose by now? So then I'll tell you what they're actually going to lose by.
I'm going to pick the Bears in this game.
To win?
To win.
Oh. I don't see that happening.
Now, I don't feel confident enough to say straight up, take the bet Bears 1-for-1. I'd take the points.
That's a risky bet.
I would take the points.
I would absolutely take the points.
I would probably tease it up to 7. Just because if it's at 6.5, you're not losing that much to go up half a point.
You might as well go up one more.
And I would want that 7.
Yeah.
But looking at the way, the hell was that? Looking at the way they match up together, I think the Bears can win this game.
They could, but I don't think that offense is going to get it done. Continuously doesn't.
Tennessee's defensive passing's 24th. Chicago's 13th at passing the ball. I think they can win this game.
I don't think they can stop Derrick Henry, though.
Because
they're the 23rd ranked defense, and I'm pretty sure Brown's going to have a good game because he can beat their corners.
At the end of the game, if the Bears are down, they can throw the ball. If the Titans are down, I don't think they can throw the ball.
I think they can throw the ball.
I don't think they're going to be able to move it within a 2-minute drill, 80 yards down the field and score a touchdown. I don't think they can do that.
I think they can do that.
Against the Bears. Now, I like Graham. I like Henry. I like Allen. In fantasy, I think they all have potential. But if the game's 21-20 and there's a minute left on the clock, Titans, I don't think can move 80 yards. Bears, I think they can. I think they can squeeze out a win here. And if they can, because they know they have to. Titans do too.
Well, they both kind of have to.
Okay, that's a bad argument.
I guess the Bears need it more than the Titans just because of that division.
I've been betting against the Bears a couple weeks now, and I watching their games. They look better than I thought they would look on offense. But they look worse than I thought they'd look on defense.
Their defense has been getting worse little each week.
It took me time to get enough data implemented before I have a good idea of who the Bears are. And I have the Bears and the Titans really close together. I just feel like the Bears are going to win this game.
All right.
That's what I feel.
Well, I got the Titans 24-20. I'm going to take the Bears to cover, though. I like that spread.
Okay. I have it 28-24, Bears to cover. What do you like, Joe? Joe has Tennessee to cover the 5.5, 37-31. He thinks there's going to be 68 points in this game.
Wow, that's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points for Bears and Titans.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Should we put him on the board for that? He's not even here.
He's not even here.
But I don't care. We both have
under 68. Or just do under 60.
Yeah. Over under. Dude, we'll do over under 55. Would you take it? Would you take it under 55?
Yeah.
Yeah, so would I.
I mean, I'm taking the under of 46.5 for the actual game.
So we're putting Joe on the board for picking 55. Over 55.
Yeah. We're giving him 13. Maybe if he was here, it might have went down a little differently. But Dad, we're giving you 13.
Hey, he's going to have to give our audience some signed memorabilia if he keeps this up, because he don't look good on the board. For those of you that don't know, the board is in the description. It's a 2.5-minute video, explains all the details. Go ahead and click on the link. Panthers Cheifs.
Panthers are getting 10.5.
Yeah, I think that's too much.
That seems like a lot, but
yeah. I
especially with McCaffrey coming back, he'd probably be a little limited, but
well, the Jets held the Chiefs for almost half of football, and their defense isn't as good as the Panthers. Panthers don't have a great defense. You have McCaffrey coming back.
Yeah.
I don't typically like people coming back the first game of their injury.
He's been out a long time, though. He's good to go.
Yeah, but he's been out a long time, though. It might take him a game, but I don't know.
I mean, you're playing him. Obviously, you have to.
If it's a season league and you have him, then you're playing him. I have no problem with that.
I'm fine with playing him.
I just don't know how it's going to work because the data I have doesn't have him in it. Right?
Oh, so you need to put him in it.
Well, I don't have any data.
Well,
I need a game. I need a game so I can say, okay, I am projecting it. But I'm saying I don't feel confident. You're projecting
him 0.
I don't feel confident saying, I think this is going to happen, and I have no data to back it up.
I feel confident that he's going to get a touchdown.
He might.
That's all you need.
I don't know about that. Yeah. Kansas City's better team. They'll be able to throw the ball. I think Carolina plays really close coverage. Maybe Tyreek Hill gets over the top.
Maybe.
I think Carolina plays.
But, yeah.
I called it last week. Both scenarios. Both of those guys got touchdowns. I wouldn't play this game. This game does not match up like the same. I wouldn't have Robinson or Demarcus Robinson
or Hardman.
Or Hardman.
Well, Watkins is out still. I wouldn't mind playing Hardman. I'd be okay with that. As a flex.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'd be okay
I just don't think the bomb is going to be there this week. Tyreek Hill might get it. If I could see him getting it.
If one gets it, it should be him.
Yeah. I called Kansas City really good last week. For my projections on how to get this game, it's a little different. I think the Chiefs are going to win. But I don't know, man. I've liked the Panthers most of the season. I know they're not there. I sometimes fall in love too much with a team. Last year, it was the Cardinals, right? I was too early. This year, it's the Panthers. So people who are watching the show next season, Panthers are a good team.
Might win the Super Bowl.
Wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, you've been
But
close.
I'm always 1 year early on these teams. So I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah. What about that backfield though?
I highly doubt McCaffrey is of old. It's just
maybe not in
team.
his first game back.
It's
but
not the same team.
I'm fine with him though. No, it's not.
He'll never be the McCaffrey we know.
He'll still
ever
be
again.
a top 5 running back.
Maybe.
Probably.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's not the McCaffrey of old. McCaffrey of old was
but
so
usually
far
once
ahead.
you get the one, you don't usually get it again. At least not that.
Yeah, but it was volume. He was averaging 37.5 points a game. That's ridiculous. He won't average 25 points a game this year.
I mean, if you take only the games he's played in, maybe. It just is.
There's no maybe about it. I'm generous with 25. Out of respect,
capable of him.
I gave him.
You're really
25.
down these high-end players coming back from injury. Christian McCaffrey, Michael Thomas.
Okay, prove me wrong. Yeah, because what do you think? People just miraculously come back from things?
I don't think they just end
old?
that quickly.
I was also the first guy to say, don't want AJ Green.
That's completely different. He's
Preseason?
33 years old.
Preseason, everyone fought me on it. Now,
I never said go get him.
You didn't. You're the only one. Several other people did. I think Robbie Anderson in dynasty leagues needs to be sold right now. High. Because
it depends on what you're doing.
He's a top 4 guy right now. That's not going to keep going. I was the guy to say, hey, Robbie's going to kill it in this offense. I didn't know he was going to be this good. But now's the time you want to sell him because it's starting to flip. You're seeing DJ Moore run cleaner. He understands the system.
That's fine, but they're both still getting the volume. And as long as Anderson, I mean, he's still getting his 8, 9 targets, I think, a game. As long as he gets that, he's fine because he gets the catches and he gets the yards to back it up. DJ Moore has still been getting the targets this whole time. He just hasn't quite been backing it up with any yards or touchdowns, but he's starting to now. But there's still room for both of them.
This is why I made my point. Robbie in a dynasty is getting older. DJ Moore is super young. He's not super old, but he's getting older. And speed guys age out quicker because they're relying on speed. So if you have a guy, Robbie will never get over where he's at right now. He's on top of the world. If you can get wide receiver 5 value for him and pick up DJ Moore, that's what you want to do. If it's possible.
I don't see you getting DJ Moore that's kind of a weird move, I think.
I'm just saying,
make with somebody that has him.
In a perfect world, if you could swap and get the value, I think by the end of the season, DJ Moore is going to be the better. They're both going to be good. I don't think he's going to drop off a cliff.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. If you can get top 5 value, because that is his, he can't be the number 1. This is the absolute high seed.
Now, you're playing DFS. Yeah. You're playing season league. Robbie's good all year. I'm just saying, in a dynasty,
if you're trying to win right now, then I would keep him. But if you're not, then absolutely sell him. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I was just making a point because in dynasty, I don't think Robbie will be higher than where he is now.
Yeah, I never thought he would reach this high.
I think it's much easier to hit on low end people and sell when they're high than try to buy a high end person and hope he stays there. But that's just me. I have this game 34-26. I really don't feel confident in this game either. I wouldn't bet it. Unless it was another parlay. You're going to do a crazy parlay?
I would take the over.
I'd take straight up for the Chiefs. The over on 52.5, I don't like personally. Because it's too expensive to tease that line.
It's actually 52.
52. It
went down a little bit. I have it 31-21 Chiefs. I have the Panthers to cover 10.5, and I got it on the line. But I mean, I would take the over.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted the over and you still wanted value and you wanted to be safe, I would tease the line. I'm just saying.
A point?
Well, you don't want 51 either. You'd have to go to 50.5. That's a 1.5 points.
That's a lot.
I mean, you're losing 40% of the value by just moving 1.5. That to me isn't worth it because you're still betting on a game that we're talking 1.5.
Yeah, I would just take it straight up with the 52. I'd be fine with that.
I mean, it by a standalone bet, okay. I mean, if you want, I have it over. I have it at 60. So I just don't know. I'm just not confident in this game. That's all I'm saying.
I'm confident of that. Not the Panthers 10.5. I'm confident in the over.
Yeah. I'm the type of person that has really strong virtues, and I'll say this, but then I'll also tell you how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I believe, and then I'll straight up say, hey, don't bet this game. I wouldn't bet this game. I'm going to tell you what I think, and if I like a game, I'll say, oh, yeah, I'll bet this.
Yeah.
Last week, I had 3 straight up underdogs, and I won 2.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
So what just happened? I don't have sticky keys.
What's a sticky key?
That's if you hit a key too many times.
It shuts it off.
Yeah, it makes it so you don't hit it like, oh, you accidentally hitting this key.
Okay. I turned that shit off.
They learned something today. Thanks, Alex. Now you know.
Ooh, I like that.
Seattle, Buffalo. Buffalo's getting 3, 55 over under. This is probably the best fantasy game. Start everyone. I like Moss better than Singletary.
Yeah.
Lockett's the best fantasy wide receiver of the week. And I like Bees.
You like bees? I hate bees.
I like Cole Bees.
No.
No?
No. I'd never want to play him. I mean, if I have to, okay. But I don't want to play him, especially the John Brown back.
Give me a line on the Bees.
For what?
For what he gets this game. Give me a line on the Bees.
Stat line?
Yeah. Because I think he can get 4 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown.
He's got to get that touchdown, though.
Oh.
And I don't know if he gets that touchdown.
Bees is startable for the value that he is. And I'm talking DFS.
Yeah.
I'm talking if you need a guy in a pinch. I think I like the Bees.
Yeah, if you need a guy, yeah, but I'm not trying to play him.
I think this game's just going to be no defense.
The Bills have a good defense, though.
Do they?
They do.
Do they?
They do.
I don't think so.
It's
It's
okay.
I have to look. Buffalo's defensive passing 19th, defensive rushing 28th.
Defensive rushing is surprising. I didn't realize their rushing was that bad.
Their defense has slipped really bad this year. I don't think the Bills are a 6-2 team. I think the Bears could beat them.
Not. Yeah.
I think the Colts could beat them.
Yeah.
Those are both teams have less wins. I think the Seahawks will beat them.
Oh, absolutely agree. All right, so Seattle has been pretty bad to quarterbacks and receivers fantasy-wise. They are
define bad.
Bad? One of the worst in points per game.
Stopping?
In allowing to receivers. They're allowing the most to these not necessarily the most quarterbacks, not the most, but they are top 5. And then receivers, they are allowing the most. So you put that together with the Bills passing attack and Josh Allen, you got Diggs, Brown, and Beasley, a fully healthy passing attack and no defense apparently. I mean, they good at the run, but passing teams just go happy on them. I mean, and they're not good against the quarterbacks getting running. Look at Kyler Murray to see what he did. He tore him up on the ground.
I think we all know at this point, Seattle's defense just lets teams do whatever they want. The problem is their offense does whatever they want. And it goes back and forth. And at the end of the game, if they have half a second, they can go 100 yards.
Yeah. That's how every game really plays out.
They just have the ball last and win.
Except that one.
That one.
You look at the running backs, you got Carlos Hyde, he's out, and you got Chris Carson out. So DJ Dallas set up to be the guy again. He's going to be mainly the receiving back, but he did good last week.
Yeah, I said he would last week. I have an issue with him from what I saw in that game. I think personally I might have got lucky because I like DJ Dallas. I said last week, I said he's going to be the guy.
Yeah. And if he's the guy, you play him.
I just think it's not going to work the same way this game.
No, but not necessarily on the ground, but he's still going to get the passing. That's where his specialty lies. He was a receiver who converted to running back in college.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think this game is going to be just a free-for-all, and anybody who's on the field, you could start potentially in your lineup.
Yeah. I would just take a shot at the lowest owned guy, put him in a lineup.
I will say this. I glanced over it really quickly, and I say it a lot, and I try not to say it, but Lockett is set up in this game better than DK. I say that because the Bills are among the worst in people over the middle. Lockett likes to go over the middle.
Yeah, Lockett is set up the best, especially since DK's got Tre'Davious in man coverage.
Exactly.
So, that just doesn't help. So, I would steer clear away from him.
No, I'd start him. I think he's fine. He doesn't have the floor Lockett has. And that's what I say every week. Lockett just has such a good floor. That's why I like him over DK.
Play this week.
So, but yeah, I'd still start him.
I'm just don't hope for high-end numbers.
So I have a 28-24 Seahawks.
I have a 35-28 Seattle.
And Joe has it 28-27 Buffalo to cover. Broncos Falcons. Broncos are getting 4. They're now 3-4. Now when they were 0 and what was it?
3? It was 0-4.
0-4. When they were 0-4, what did I say? Do you remember?
When they were 0-4?
When they were 0-4.
I don't know. You say a lot of stuff.
I do. I said the Broncos are a really good team.
Oh, yeah. They have a lot of potential.
I think they're still a really good team.
Yeah, but they're missing a lot. And they have been a while and they're missing more.
I have been right about a lot of things this year. One thing I have not been right on is the Falcons. I have missed the Falcons every possible way.
You had to get on the wagon when they got rid of the coach.
Except for one. I predicted them to lose, and they're 2-6.
Yeah.
But everything else I've been completely wrong on.
They got rid of Quinn.
They did.
That was the loss.
So
start winning.
I have a team that's good, that is moving in the right direction, that has good faculty, and then I have anarchy, and I have no idea how to predict. So I can't evaluate the Falcons correctly. But I like Denver. I don't think they'll win this game.
No.
But I want them to cover. The Falcons have been playing like they're a playoff team the last 2 weeks in a row. I don't know if they figured something out. I don't know if they just had things fall their way. But they look good. 3 consecutive weeks now, I thought the Falcons looked good.
Yeah, they did.
So I wouldn't bet this game. I think the Denver Broncos are a better all-around team with better coaching. But one-for-one talent, the Falcons are too much. They're too much.
They're too talented. You got the Broncos defense, but that's not enough to stop that offense. And yeah, the Falcons defense isn't great, but that offense is just way too good.
I like Judy. I would start him this week.
I like Hamler. He saw 30 more snaps last week than the week before coming back from injury.
Yeah, but
he scored the walk-off touchdown to win the game with 3 targets.
Judy's better.
I don't care. I'm not saying Hamler's better than Judy. I'm saying I like Hamler this week. I think they start to use him as that deep threat that they wanted him to be. I think he's going to start to be able to do that, and I like it against the Falcons because, hey, it's a great matchup. Why not?
I have a 24-21 Falcons. It puts the Broncos to cover. I think the Falcons will win the game. like I said, this is another game I wouldn't bet. And hey, sometimes you got a week you have a good read on. Now there's a couple weeks below. I mean, we made $5 into hundreds, right?
Yeah. It happens.
But this is not that week for me. Sometimes, even being a gambler, you take a week off.
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to.
Honestly, I was looking and I was doing my metrics and I was doing my stuff, and I would only bet a couple games, 1 or 2, and this week, and I wouldn't bet them high. Just be something because I had to bet something because I have a problem. But like I said, it's kind of my week off. I don't feel good enough.
Oh, that was last week. You did the parlays. Okay.
Yeah, last week.
That's because you took a week off and did parlays.
No, I mean you gotta know you gotta know what matches up well. I like things I can feel confident in.
I like the Falcons 28-24 to win this one. I think they cover.
Joe has 34-20 with Atlanta covering the 3.5. 54. I would call him out on it, but it's pretty close to the over-under.
Yeah, I don't have that big of a problem with it, honestly, because Denver's offense could just not show up.
Raiders, Chargers. This went down to even.
It did.
I believe the damage was already done. Because when the line came out, the Raiders were the underdogs at 4-3 against a rookie quarterback that's 2-5. And I think that Gruden is an old school coach that's going to fire his team up.
I mean, he's going to do it either way, but you give him a reason. It's just even more.
That is going to provide motivation to the players. And that narrative is what I'm basing my gut on. That's why I picked the Raiders. Picking them underdogs. But I can't because they're even.
Yeah, so you're picking the Raiders.
But originally, because what I like to do, and the people who wait this long, you're going to get a little golden nugget here.
Mm-hmm.
What I like to do is I like to go look at the team matchups and give my thought. Immediate, without thought, just I like them, I like them, I like them. Then I go and I look at the lines, see what Vegas thinks. Okay, and then compare the two. Then do all the stuff I need to do throughout the week. And right before the games play, I go back and I make my bets. That's how I do it. Because now I get to see my personal belief, Vegas's original belief, the way the line moved and all the data. And if all three line up, you're golden goose, baby. The one thing I will say about the Raiders is Edwards is back, which hurts Aguilar. Aguilar's been on a good little tear. I think Aguilar. You think
a rookie just pushes him to the side?
Yeah, because that's what happened early in the season.
Yeah, but that wasn't until Aguilar started scoring touchdowns almost every game.
The talent is way better with Edwards. If you remember...
Yeah, but he's a rookie.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Justin Jefferson's a rookie. CeeDee Lamb's a rookie.
Yeah, but
Chase Claypool's a rookie.
Is a lot better than Bryan Edwards.
Yeah, but Edwards is better than Aguilar. That's the argument.
Not by a whole lot right now.
But he's still better than Aguilar.
Yeah, but it's hard to play him because he's a rookie, and Aguilar's been playing so well.
All I'm saying is I wouldn't start Aguilar this week because of that. And I wouldn't start Edwards this week because it's his first game back. I
definitely wouldn't start Edwards.
It's his first game back. But after you watch this game, after you look at the line, this game's going to tell you where you need to go. Because if Aguilar still has 10 targets, okay, cool. But I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. Edwards is going to just straight push him out. Aguilar's going to go to maybe 2 or 3 routes on the day. That's how low he's going to push him out.
I mean, he'll probably have more routes than that.
I don't think so.
I think so.
But I think the Raiders win this game 28-26.
Yeah, the Raiders 31-28.
Joe has a 24-21. He's got the Raiders too. Miami Dolphins, Arizona Cardinals. I like the Dolphins. I said that 2 weeks ago. I do. But I was waiting for this moment all season. Put it out there early. I've been driving it home. The metrics came in. The stars are aligned. And my boy is going to have a game.
Oh, man.
And I want him to just go off.
Yeah.
I do. And so I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to say the Cardinals win. I don't feel good about it.
Don't feel good about the Cardinals win?
I think the Dolphins are a good team. I'm going to pick Cardinals to win by more than 4.5. I would bet this game. I would take him to cover. I just think that the Dolphins should have let Fitzpatrick play. Tua looked terrible last week.
He did look terrible, but they won. But the thing is, I don't think that's just going to be fixed in 1 week against the Cardinals where he's going to have to throw the ball. Exactly. He has to do it this week. I don't see him doing it to win.
Yeah, 4.5 is not enough. I think the Dolphins could have actually been super competitive, maybe won this game if Gaskin was in and they had Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that really hurts them too.
But they don't have Fitzpatrick, and they don't have Gaskin. They don't have any running backs. I mean, they'll struggle until the fourth quarter. Dolphins' defense is really good, but the offense will struggle the entire game.
Yeah.
Tua looked terrible.
And the Cardinals' offense is just too good to contain for a whole game, to keep with.
I would still start the Dolphins' wide receivers just because garbage time, just because they're still going to get targets.
I wouldn't want to start any of them. Not after last week.
Yeah, I would take a shot on them for 2 reasons. One, and I'm talking DFS.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm talking one is there's a chance that Tua and his first game just had panties in his bunch and he couldn't figure shit out. Comes back and looks good. Tua was the best quarterback last season. Yeah, we look at Burrow. Burrow looks awesome. But Tua was the guy. It was tank for Tua. He just got hurt. Mm-hmm. So maybe he comes back and looks great. I can't see it. I saw him look terrible last week.
I mean, I think eventually, but it's not going to just happen in 1 week.
I think statistically speaking, you have to say, oh, yeah, Tua sucks. At least right now. At least this moment, he is not the guy.
Yeah, after 1 week,
Exactly. I'm not giving up on him. That's not what I meant. I'm just saying, if you're gambling on like DraftKings or whatever app you want, statistically speaking, you're better off saying it. He's going to be bad. So, one, no one's going to have him. No one's going to have these wide receivers. So, when you play DFS, you want people nobody has.
Understood, but I feel there's other players out there that have
also
better play opportunity.
Yeah, but other people have them. Now,
not necessarily.
Yeah,
a lot of people out there.
Nobody's going to have them as high. There's not going to be as many. And there's a good chance garbage time, if Tua's even bad, they get a lot of stuff. And it just amplifies their points. And then there's also a narrative where Tua's good. And then they play good. So I think there's more possibilities of them providing points projected higher. Your ROI is better. If you get a guy that's super cheap that nobody has, that has a good game, that helps you.
Well, yeah, obviously.
So I think their wide receivers are startable.
Preston Williams and Parker, they're not going to be that low.
Yeah, because I think Tua could win them the game. I think he has potential to be a good quarterback. I just didn't see it.
I think if he does produce one, it's only going to be one.
So the last statement I'm going to make is the one I really wanted to make the most time. And I was saying since preseason, I think Drake's terrible. Edmonds is a better player. Mm-hmm. At this moment, Edmonds isn't much further behind than Drake and has 40% less opportunity. He is only 8 spots lower than Drake with 40% less opportunity. Drake is gone. Edmonds gets everything. And this is an opportunity where I can just walk around and just strut my stuff because Edmonds is a better running back. He's a better pass catcher. He's better at running the ball. He's better at blocking.
I mean, yeah, he's looked like
the only reason they brought Drake in is because at that moment they knew David Johnson's gone. That's why. Now, they had to pay him a lot of money. So he got the first crack and everybody fell in love with him. And he did all right. The last time Edmonds was the man by himself, he scored 3 touchdowns at 220 yards on the ground. I'm not saying he's going to do that again.
I wouldn't say that.
But he's going to do better than Drake has done. And this is a chance for him to take over the role. And all the people who actually got Chase potentially got a starting running back for the rest of the season.
I mean, this is a shot.
So I really want him to do good. So I had the Cardinals winning 26-21. They're going to cover the 4.5.
Yeah, I'm 28-21. Joe has him 24-17, so he's got the Cardinals too.
Yeah, he always follows our footsteps. Next game's silly. It went up. We have the Steelers versus We have the Steelers versus the Cowboys. Went from 13.5 to 14.5. They're giving the Cowboys 14.5.
Still not enough.
The over-under was 41 at the start of this and went up to 44. So this is just
Steelers scoring more points.
Weird. This is just weird for me. Yeah. I don't know. I'd start all your Steelers. This game could get ugly fast.
Yeah, sit your Cowboys. Even in garbage time, I still don't want them. They're starting a third-string quarterback, and they're talking about benching him for their fourth.
What now?
Yeah. Because he's playing their third-string quarterback, Danucci, thinking about benching him for their fourth.
They should have traded for Sam Darnold. They could have saved Sam Darnold. Jets want Trevor. Sam could actually look like a competent quarterback getting away from the Jets. That sucks. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys should easily win this division. It
really kind of
reminds me
this year.
It reminds me of the Eagles like 10 years ago, where on paper they were like the best team ever, and they had
with Reed.
Yeah, with Reed, and they just came out and they were just terrible all year. Just because there's too many alpha males.
I remember that season.
It kind of reminds me of it. This is a weird game for me fantasy wise, because you get in a situation where it's like you kind of want to start Benny Snell.
Yeah, he'll probably see more opportunities than he has in the whole season, really.
And then it kind of limits the starters. It's hard to predict when there's this big of a slant on a game.
Well, Snell won't get switched in fully until at least the fourth, but I don't see until at least a quarter of the way through that game, or that quarter, before he gets the full load. So I'm fine playing the starters.
Yeah, I would want a piece of this game in DFS for sure. I think season leagues, you just start all starters, all Steelers.
Yeah,
just start all your Steelers.
Yeah, you gotta start all of them. I mean,
I don't really want Zeke.
I don't want him either. You're playing him because you have to. He's gonna get the volume, but he's a low end too, right? And that's being modest.
He's top more of a 10 running back.
Yeah, but the points he's been putting up the last 3 weeks has been RB3 numbers.
He's starting to understand how other people feel when they are on a team that everyone knows is either going to run the ball or they have no offensive line.
Yeah.
So I think the Steelers defense is like the greatest thing. Like if I was going to do DFS, for sure, Steelers defense. I mean, they're
too expensive. I'm not going to pay up for a defense. But yeah, the last 3 games for Zeke, 7.8, 6.6, and 6. That's not a running back you want to play.
That's not
ever. That's a Frank Gore.
Hey, the only difference is Frank Gore's free. Yeah, I think the Steelers, every time they have an opportunity, they're going to use Chase Claypool to give the narrative that he can do it. I don't think he's ready. I love Clay Chase. Everybody knows this, but he's not.
They're kind of building him up like they did Juju.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he's not quite ready to sell it and then run downfield on a streak. Like that 9 route, that fade, he struggles a little bit with. He's just really tall and really fast. So when they have opportunities against bad defenses, they want to use him a lot to make all these teams be like, oh my, Chase, how do you deal with this guy? Because he's like a monster. Yeah. He's 240 pounds, runs a 4.4.
I mean, he is a monster, yeah.
He's like
he runs the ball and he runs people over.
Now, I got in an argument with somebody the other time, and they're like, I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb. And if I was an NFL team and I could pick one rookie wide receiver, just one, it would be Chase. This is why. And you can see it if you watch the Steelers. If you watch the Steelers, you'll understand why. He's the lead blocker on runs. He's amazing at picks. Just, what? And he blocks half the field. The dude's a monster. He helps push the pile. He can run a really good route. He has amazing hands, and he's fast. They use him on every play. Every play. He might not get targets. He might not get 150 yards. He might not get 200 touchdowns, although I think he's leading all rookie wide receivers in the touchdown department. But mainly that was that 4 touchdown game.
Yeah.
But I will say he just is really in this Steelers team, and they love the guy because he's doing all these things. When there's a running play and he comes across the middle, teams do this for misdirection. They do it because they want him to be the lead blocker. This guy runs down, he takes linemen out. So he did have a fumble last week. They ripped it out of his hands. Mm-hmm. Not really his fault. They get a helmet on the football, it's popping out. I don't care who you are.
You got to protect the ball.
Yeah, but if the helmet gets right on the ball, there's not much you're going to do. But yeah, he fumbled last week. But I think they could exploit Chase. I think the value's there. DFS, the upside, maybe take a shot on it. I think all the Steelers are going to have solid starts.
Yeah.
But I think his upside's the highest because this could be another game where they would just want to exploit him because right after that 4 touchdown game, they started really putting a lot of attention on him. I think the Steelers win easily by 14.5. I would bet this game. I have it 28-9.
They have 38-14.
I don't think the Cowboys score a touchdown.
They'll score a touchdown.
No, I think
somewhere
3 field goals. It's gonna be ugly. What does Joe got? 34-13. Pittsburgh. Saints, Tampa Bay. Saints are getting 4. This is going to be a great game.
Yeah. Saints got their players back.
Shootout?
It's kind of shaping up to be that.
I think so. I think it's fancy gold.
Yeah.
I think if the Bucs win this game, the Steelers are 1, the Bucs are 2, in my opinion. Because of what they've been doing lately. They're a very flexible team. They can win in many different ways. So that offense is extremely complex.
Well, I mean, you have Mike Evans, you have Chris Godwin, you have Antonio Brown. Those are
what
3
does Mike Evans
receivers.
Do on that team?
Score touchdowns.
1-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
He is nothing.
He's the red zone threat.
He's a tight end.
That's why you have Godwin and Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. Oh.
He's going to get his share. And he's going to get defended because you're not just going to not defend Antonio Brown.
Maybe. I wouldn't buy him.
Oh, no, I'm not saying go buy him. I'm just saying for the team as an offense, it's a great offense with that trio.
I think the Saints are good, but I think the Buccaneers are elite. I really do.
Well, their defense is one of the top defenses, and their offense is getting better. So, yeah, they are elite.
Yeah,
The Saints did beat them last time. They had Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is back this week.
The Saints are a good team.
They are a good team. This is a tough division. This is a big division game right here. This is the second of the two, too. And
I think this is probably the best game when it comes down to scheme, talent, utilization, and just the ability to call. I think this is going to be a good game on a lot of levels.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And if I go strictly coaching, I like Sean Payton better.
I don't know. I like Bruce Arians.
I like Bruce Arians, but not on offense.
Yeah, but the defense is legit.
Yes.
And I think it can stop the Saints.
Yes, but statistically speaking, Saints have a better defense. They're 10th in defensive passing. They're third in defensive
what that says.
rushing.
They are not playing that well.
They are playing that well.
Doesn't look like it, at least the last couple of weeks.
The Saints should not have won nearly as many games as they have. They have literally had nothing but Kamara for 3 weeks of the year.
I mean, yeah, but they were putting up points with him.
Yeah, that's my point. They're getting more players back, and they have a good defense.
Yeah, they have a decent defense. It's good.
I wouldn't bet this game. I'm going to pick the Buccaneers because I think the Buccaneers are just ranked higher in a lot of different ways. I think they're scrappy. I think they can roll with the punches and whatever happens.
Yeah.
However, I think the Saints are I think they're better. I just don't think they can beat the Buccaneers.
Well, they already beat the Buccaneers. But I think the Buccaneers are better.
A lot of things have changed.